One more step, just get the text behind my face, and I'm going to have to try something else. A journey back into Xcode. I played with making an iOS app a couple weeks ago. Last year, I was trying out Vision OS, but I've never made a macOS app, so that was something that I wanted to try here with the help of Cursor. I started out with the basic app from Xcode. I started with ChatGPT this time. I forget why. I wish I wrote it down, but maybe I just wanted to play with the code there. Anyway, I started with this prompt saying I want a small macOS application where I can drag a file, create a time lapse, and set the directory that it outputs to. I took the sample and replaced the content view in the Xcode sample app, and it kind of just worked. Now to actually build and run it on the Mac, there we go. There's the app. Then I tried to grab a video, drop that in, hit create time lapse, and it kind of just didn't work. And some elite coding here where I copy the error from Xcode and then paste it into Cursor. I repeat that a few times and eventually realize I'm kind of at a dead end. I need to figure out a better way to get FFmpeg in here. I took that first prompt that I put into ChatGPT initially and then just reran it in Cursor. Then I ran into something about citing frameworks. This shows what happens when I don't actually know what's going on in Xcode in the environment. Approximately forever is how long it took me to troubleshoot this. I even considered starting over to try to do this with a web app. Then I thought maybe I could just try to set these things to not sign. Dropped in the video and it started doing something. Nice. The time lapse started working. Then I realized that it picked an arbitrary speed, so I wanted to adjust that. Let's add a dropdown so users can adjust the speed as well. Cool, we have our dropdown. Short side quest here, I want a diagram of how this all works, so I asked it to generate a diagram using manim. It's this Python animation library. Cursor has the context of the project files, so it can generate a short explainer of what the code is doing. Then I run that, and let's check it out. Maybe not surprising, but it creates kind of a wireframe of the app. Time to add another feature. Instead of a time lapse, I want to remove the background. It says it's going to use FFmpeg to key on color, but I don't have a green screen, so I ask if there's a Swift library I can use instead. And it offers up person segmentation with Apple's Vision framework. So I start with that. Then it's a few rounds of copying errors, pasting them into the prompt, copying, pasting. Eventually it does work. Let's try it on something more interesting. Sweet, that works. Then I started thinking of how to ask it to show a thumbnail after dropping the video. It was a nice case where it just worked pretty much immediately. Now I want to add text to it so that I will be able to remove the background but add captions. It's another round of fixing errors and then learning a little bit more about plist files and Xcode. But then it works. One more step, just get the text behind my face, and I'm going to have to try something else. A bit of a pivot here, or a cop-out, whatever you want to call it. Instead of putting the text behind, I decided to make a vertical video and put the text on top. And I'm going to have to call that good enough for now, so thanks for checking this out.